Hello and greetings to all. I am Mrs. Rajshri Chacharya. I am here because I love storytelling sessions and like to get teachers involved in it for reaping maximum benefits. Our today's session is how to make storytelling a more fun-filled, exciting experience for the children. Very well said by Robert Mackey. Storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the what today. Dear teachers, everyone loves a good story. Storytelling is critical but often overlooked. So here I'm going to give you some wonderful tips on making story time interesting for your kids. No matter how good or engaging a story may be, the way you narrate it to your kids will make all the difference. If you want to make your story sessions fun or less preachy for your kids, here are some tips on how to narrate stories. The first tip is be creative. Be creative even while you read the story to your children. Usually, a personality or character of the story catches a child's interest the most. So you can use different voices for each character in the story. Or act out various parts from the story as well to bring life to those characters. Acting out parts from the story will not only make story sessions fun but also memorable for your kids. Books or pictures. If you are using books or pictures, you need to lay them in front of your kids. You can ask them to turn the pages or trace the words as you read. Talk about the story. Dear teachers, you must talk about the story after you have finished narrating it. Ask your children questions along the way and discuss the moral of the story in the end. This way, you will also know if your children have understood what happened in the story. Asking questions from time to time will keep children engaged. Plus, it will promote speech development in kids. You can also point out new words in the story and tell their meanings to your kids. This will develop their vocabulary. Next tip is read aloud. Read aloud for your kids. This will encourage listening habit in your children and also improve their listening skills. Very important. Make the story more lifelike. Take stories outdoors. Remember, take stories outdoors. You don't have to sit in the classroom with your kids while narrating a story to them. You can take the story beyond the four walls of the room. For instance, if you are reading a story on fun in the park, you can take children to the park and read the story there. This will make the story more lifelike and kids will enjoy it even more. Reading stories at different times. Try reading stories at different times of the day. There is a reason behind it. Story time need not be on specific time always. Try reading stories to the kids at different times of the day, like in the morning or afternoon, to understand your children's attention span. Once you know the time when your children's attention span is the highest, read stories to them during that time. This is the last tip, dear teachers, and the most important one. Answer the queries. To make your storytelling session a success, answer the queries. Encourage children to ask questions on the story. Answer each question in detail so that their learning experience become rich and valuable. At last, do not forget to add fun elements to your story. Make story time fun and exciting with the above tips. These tips will help you leave an impact on your kids and make story time the favorite time of their day. Furthermore, these short stories with moral values will even teach your children some important lessons which they will remember always. To introduce big concept of the story, bring the attention of your children over a key concept using icons or illustrations. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A complex idea can be conveyed with just a single still image, namely making it possible to absorb large amount of information, that too quickly. If you want big impact, use big image. Teachers, you can use different accessories during your storytelling sessions. You may use pictures, you may use flashcards, you may use hand puppets, or you can even use emojis. You can use these emojis as an icon. You must use flowchart to explain your story. And tables to compare reactions of children at the end of the story. For instance, you can divide the complete class in 3 rows, namely A, B and C, and then you can put up a question. Answer can be yes, no or none, and then ask the same question to each child. You may also use maps to tell children about the story and to which part of the world that story belongs to. Now you are all set to narrate the moral stories to your kids. I'm sure they will enjoy listening to the stories from you. Our process is easy if we plan. Read 1. Plan or select the story to read to children. Read 2. Read the story for yourself. And finally, read 3. Read the story to children with full enthusiasm. Go ahead and make your storytelling sessions a fresh learning experience for your children. Thanks to you all. If you have any questions, you can find me at my YouTube channel Rajshri Classroom or on Facebook at my group Aspire to Inspire. Good wishes and happy storytelling sessions.